Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dylan Luss with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City / Atlanta, Georgia, and this is your weekly weather briefing for Thursday, April 14th, 2022. So a couple of highlights just to give you an overview of what we'll be talking about today. We've got a summary of the April 5th through 6th tornado outbreak that occurred across central Georgia. We're still doing work on that. We've got 19 tornadoes and we are still counting from that. So I'll show you a map of what we've seen so far and let you know what's happening. From there, we've got a cold front that's going to be pushing through the area today. There was a marginal risk out earlier that has since been removed. And so we do still have a very slight chance of some thunderstorms, mainly in central and east central Georgia, but otherwise the severe risk at the very least is looking very, very minimal, if non-existent at this point. Otherwise, more rain over the weekend. We're not anticipating severe weather with that, but won't completely rule it out just yet. And then the only other real weather story will be the pleasant to even slightly cool temps that we'll see through next week. So starting with that April 5th and 6th tornado outbreak, mainly across central Georgia. So far we've seen 19 surveyed tornadoes. We still have a few more that we're looking at. I would not be surprised if we see at least one or two more added at this point, and then we have a few other things that we are investigating and checking out. But so far, our highest rated tornado was an EF3, that was the Bon Air tornado. Otherwise, we've had, I believe, one EF2 and then numerous EF1 tornadoes and a handful of EF0 tornadoes. If you would like some more detailed information on everything that we've collected from our surveys from that day, please see our latest public information statement. That'd be PNS FFC. If you type that into your favorite internet browser, it should bring you right there to it. And just make sure you're on the latest one, and that will give you the most detailed info from all of these various surveys for those tornadoes. One other thing that we're still dealing with from that day is we've got a lot of water that's still routing down through several of our larger rivers, so specifically the Oconee, the Ocmulgee, even a little bit into the Flint there. We've still got one, I believe, area that's still considered to be in flood. That'd be our Abbeville River gauge. For the most part, everything north of that is starting to sink. It's just some of the stuff that's in the lower part of the Oconee and the Ocmulgee that is, and eventually the Altamaha, as it flows into that we're expecting to go into flood, as all of that water from last week is still in the process of trying to move itself out. But otherwise, we are good to go. Our rivers have dropped below flood pretty much everywhere else, and we'll be ready for whatever comes next. Looking at our current conditions, we've got a cold front that's slowly moving east across Georgia. This is bringing mostly cloudy conditions. Pretty much all the precipitation with this has fallen apart. This was what was the severe thunderstorms that were to our west out towards, I know we saw some damage out in Tennessee, parts of Mississippi, and even moving into portions of Alabama last night. That pushed into the area. For some of you, it was a little bit stormy. We had a couple of lightning strikes here and there, but no real severe weather. Thankfully, it had calmed down pretty substantially by the time it moved into the state, and fell apart pretty quickly as it continued to push east. So we got some light rain out of it, but some light to moderate rain, I should say, out of it. But otherwise, we are looking pretty good. The cold front at this point, or I should say the cooler rain-cooled air has kind of pushed into, at this point, through most of our area, into portions of central Georgia and east central Georgia. The actual colder air associated with the cold front is a little bit further to the northwest, and you can start to see signs of that pushing into northwest Georgia, where even though the sun is coming out, we've still got temps in the upper 50s to lower 60s. And that will continue to make its way into the area through the day today. Today's thunderstorm outlook, with that cold front kind of having already pushed through with those clouds that are in place, it's looking like we're not really going to heat up enough, most likely, to really get any thunderstorms going this afternoon. We do still have a general thunder, but the marginal risk that was in place over Georgia has been removed completely for today. Like I said, we could still see a few storms possibly try and fire, but that's going to be very dependent on just how much sunlight we do manage to get, especially down in central and east central Georgia. Right now, pretty much all of the model guidance is showing very little in the way of thunderstorm development down there. And given what we're seeing with the actual trends with the satellite and the clouds and things like that, it's looking pretty unlikely that we will see anything at this point. But not going to rule it out completely. Could still see a couple of thunderstorms, but even if something does get going, we don't anticipate it to be severe at this time. Oh, it's for the next 3 days. For today, we've got some rain painted on the map there. That was mainly for this morning. At this point, we're more concerned about basically central Georgia and east central Georgia more specifically, as well as the rest of the state for any rain chances. But otherwise, we should be mostly in the clear today with skies beginning to clear as this front continues to push through. For tomorrow, we're actually looking like it'll be a mostly clear day. These rain chances that you actually see painted on the map aren't until basically late into the overnight hours that we would at this point expect that to start to push in. And that gets into Saturday, which we do anticipate will be our next round of precipitation, essentially late on Friday night into Saturday morning as another frontal system begins to push into the area. And here's kind of an idea of what that may look like. We are anticipating it will unfortunately potentially be a little bit of a rainy, cloudy weekend. On Saturday, we've got some storms that are expected to move in from the north during the morning, and they'll basically push south through the day. And we could see some redevelopment of those storms as they continue to push south. At this time, we're not expecting any of this to be severe in nature. Though certainly stay tuned as we get a little bit closer. We'll have a little bit better idea of what things are looking like tomorrow. Anytime we have a system like this kind of pushing through during the day, we kind of want to monitor it closely just in case, because this time of year we can certainly get moisture to get pretty quickly returned off of the Gulf, and we can get something a little spicier than we might have been anticipating, at least initially. So stay tuned for that. But as of right now, what this is showing you would be thunderstorms pushing in. This is taken at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning, the image that you're looking at. And so those thunderstorms are definitely all subsevere. It would just be basically moderate rainfall associated with these as they kind of push through, and maybe a couple of strikes of lightning, etc. But no severe wind gusts or hail or anything like that with those as they push into the area. As we move into Sunday, we could see more scatter storms possible with another push of precipitation that could happen on Sunday evening into the other night. And once again, just to emphasize, not anticipating severe weather, but stay tuned to the forecast. Looking through Monday, just to give you an idea of what the precip chances look like for each day, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Saturday, as you can see, we've got decent 50% precip chances across the area. Given what some of the models are looking like, those may continue to go up as we get more confidence with something kind of pushing through us. That pushes through Saturday night, and then Sunday we kind of get a return of moisture, and going Sunday into Sunday night we could see some scattered thunderstorms through the day on Sunday, and then Sunday night a little better push of some precipitation through the area going into Monday morning. And then as we go Monday into Monday night, this precip is expected to kind of move on through, and we actually expect to be dry through the remainder of our forecast period, so Tuesday and Wednesday. So here's what that 7-day forecast looks like, just looking at Atlanta and Macon, just to give you an idea of north and central Georgia. And the forecasts for pretty much anywhere else are looking pretty similar to this at this point. We've got the rain chances today that have mostly already pushed through, and then weekend rain Saturday, Sunday into Monday, and then after that clearing. And the one thing I want to point out with this is if you take a look at those temperatures, we're actually going to be cooling as we go into next week. pretty much across the area. And by the end of next week, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s across north and central Georgia. And we'll even have some overnight lows that could dip into the 40s area wide, which is relatively cool for this time of year for sure. It's very pleasant spring-like weather. So enjoy it while it lasts, because it never lasts too long here in Georgia. And just looking forward, going 6 to 10 day outlook from our friends at the Climate Prediction Center. This is kind of give you an idea just of the chances of seeing either above or below normal precipitation and above or below normal temperatures looking towards the middle to end of next week. And basically, it shows that we're looking to be below normal temperatures, and we're looking to be below what would be our average precipitation. So essentially, it's looking like the middle to end of the next week will be cool and it will be dry, basically going into that next weekend. And so that is it. Just to give a quick summary again, we had the April 5th 6th tornado outbreak across central Georgia. We're up to 19 tornadoes. We're still counting. Still expect to see 1, maybe 2 more surveys or at least information on surveys to come out later today into possibly tomorrow. You can check out our PNS FFC. Just type that into your browser if you want to take a look at all the detailed information for that once again. Otherwise, we got a cold front that's pushed through the area today. We've removed the marginal risks, and we do have a very slight chance of some thunderstorms in central and east central Georgia, but it is a very small chance, and we are expecting those to stay sub-severe if they do even form. Otherwise, more rain over the weekend. We're not anticipating severe, but not going to completely rule it out just yet, so definitely stay tuned on that. Otherwise, pleasant to even slightly cool temps through next week. That's it. If you need anything from us, definitely feel free to reach out. You can reach us over phone, the phone number listed here. Otherwise, we do try and check our social media pages as often as we can. However, especially when it comes to sending us private messages, things like that, obviously we try to check them, but understand that we have limited hours, unfortunately, so we don't always respond the most promptly to those as a result. And otherwise, this briefing will be put up on the web and on our YouTube page. Thank you so much for listening.